Have you ever had this happen? Everything is normal. Someone says something a little sharp. You watch a sad clip. A song hits a memory. Your boss asks a simple question. And suddenly your throat tightens. Your eyes burn. And you're trying not to cry. Then the second wave hits. Why am I like this? What's wrong with me? Why can everyone else keep it together? But here's the truth. Crying easily usually isn't a character flaw. It's often your body's way of handling strong emotion. For some people, tears show up faster, the same way some people blush easily or get startled easily. It doesn't mean you're weak. It means your system reacts quickly. And crying isn't only about sadness. A lot of the time, it's about being overwhelmed. Your body builds emotional pressure, and tears are one way it releases that pressure. Some people release emotion by talking. Some go quiet. Some get angry. Some numb out. And some cry. Tears can be a release valve, a way your body says, "That's too much." So why do some people reach that point so fast? One reason is simple: sensitivity. Some people naturally feel things more strongly. They notice small changes in tone, facial expressions, the mood in the room. They pick up what's not being said. That can be a real strength because it often comes with empathy and awareness. But it also means your emotional volume can be turned up higher than other people's. Two people can live through the same moment, and for one person, it feels like background noise. For the other person, it hits the chest. Another reason is stress. When you're tired, burned out, hungry, overstimulated, or running on low sleep, your ability to stay steady drops. Not because you're dramatic, because your body has less energy to regulate emotions. That's why people cry more easily during certain seasons of life. After a breakup, during a stressful job, while caring for someone, after moving, or when life just feels heavy. Your system is already close to the edge, so it doesn't take much to push you over. And then there's your past. If you grew up around unpredictable emotions, like conflict that could explode out of nowhere, or caregivers who were hot and cold, your brain may have learned to stay on alert. You might become someone who reads the room constantly, and when you sense tension, even small tension, your body reacts fast. Here's something people don't say enough. Sometimes, people who cry easily aren't too sensitive. Sometimes, they're the ones who held it together for too long. They were the responsible one, the calm one, the helper, the kid who didn't cause problems, the friend who absorbs everyone else's emotions. And when you spend years being the strong one, you can carry a lot without even realizing it. Then one small comment, one look, one tone, one "can we talk?" hits the exact spot where all the stress is stored, and the tears feel too big for the moment, because they're not only about the moment, they're about the buildup. Crying also has a human social side. Tears are one of the ways humans show, "I'm overwhelmed. I need comfort. I don't feel safe right now." That doesn't mean you're trying to manipulate anyone. It means your body is communicating. And depending on your life experience, crying can feel safe, or it can feel scary. If you grew up around people who responded gently, you may cry without feeling as much shame. You learned it's okay to be emotional. But if you grew up hearing things like, "Stop crying, you're being dramatic, no one cares," then crying might come with embarrassment, panic, or even anger at yourself. In that case, the hardest part often isn't the tears. It's the meaning you attach to them. You're not just crying. You're thinking, "This is unacceptable." And that extra shame can make it worse, because now you're dealing with two things at once: the emotion and the fear of being seen having emotion. There's another type of crying that surprises people. Happy crying. When you cry at something beautiful, or during relief, or when you feel deeply seen, it's still the same idea. Your body responding to intensity. Big feelings can spill over in different directions. Now, sometimes crying a lot can be a sign that something deeper is going on, like anxiety, depression, grief, or trauma, especially if it's new for you, if it comes with hopelessness, or if it's making it hard to function. That's worth paying attention to, and it can be worth getting support. But for many people, crying easily is simply a nervous system pattern. Your body releases emotion through tears. So what do you do if you cry easily and you want to feel more in control without turning yourself into a robot? First, stop treating tears like a moral failure. Crying is not proof that you're weak. It's proof that you're human. And the fastest way to make crying worse is to add shame on top of it. If you can shift from, "This is bad," to, "This is just my body," you take a lot of fuel out of the fire. In the moment, give yourself a small anchor. Try a slow exhale. Drop your shoulders. Press your feet into the floor. Unclench your jaw. Tiny physical changes can calm your system faster than trying to think your way out of it. And if you're in a conversation, it can help to say something simple and confident, like, "Give me a second. I'm listening." Or, "I'm okay. I just get teary sometimes." That one sentence can remove tension from the room. And when the tension drops, the tears often ease. After the moment passes, get curious about patterns. When do you cry most? When you feel criticized? When you feel misunderstood? When you feel trapped? When you feel responsible for someone else? When you feel touched or tender? Because usually the trigger isn't just what happened, it's what it meant to you. Maybe it hits the fear of disappointing people. Maybe it hits the fear of being rejected. Maybe it hits the feeling of not being safe. Or maybe it hits a deep need to be cared for. Your tears are giving you information. And finally, consider this. If you're someone who feels things deeply, you need real recovery time. More rest, more quiet, more boundaries, more honest conversations. Sensitivity isn't a weakness, but it does require support. If you cry easily, you might simply have a heart that responds quickly to life. The goal isn't to stop being human. The goal is to understand your patterns, reduce the shame, and give your system enough safety so your emotions don't have to explode just to be heard. And maybe, just maybe, those tears aren't proof that something is wrong with you. Maybe they're proof that you still feel in a world that often trains people not to.